Hello, everyone. If you are a student here, can you say hi, hi? Okay, that's more nonsense. So my name is Daniel Hakabwe. With me, I have
Felix Frank-Felix.
yes. So we'll be speaking about campus communities, and we'll be sharing a lot of experience that we've garnered over our time at leading a campus community. So I'm a data scientist. I also lead a local chapter on Benin City. What we do is that we build AI solutions, of course, open source AI solutions that will help Benin City. Frank, what do you do?
I'm a regular guy. My name is Frank. I'm a data scientist and I love campus communities. I love communities at large.
Okay, so story time. I'll be giving us three profiles of students, three different students, and while I'll be giving them, I'm sure that some of us will resonate with them. So there are three categories of students: Malcolm, Tina, and Muba. Yes. So Malcolm is a student that just focuses on academics and has a strong drive to do so well in tech, but does not do anything technical. So just focuses on academics. I'm sure we have some of the Malcolms here. Then we have Tina. Uh, Tina loves tech, but focuses more on publicity, pushes herself forward, but has no technical skill sets. Then we have Muba that loves the technical stuff, loves to code, stays hidden, but does not come out to show his stuff, does not push his profile, does not push his project. I'm sure we have the Tinas and Mubas and the Malcolms here. So I'm sure you identify with one of them. Um, those are problems. Those are student problems. And what is the moral of the story? There's no moral of the story. We are bringing a solution to these three categories of students. We've both been in one of these categories, and over time we found out that, well, to excel so well in data, as data science, as a student, you need more than these things. So we've brought out a solution which we would call the campus community, data science campus communities.
Thank you very much, Daniel. So please, next slide, please. Next slide. So yes. So the solution we're proposing is the campus community. Like I said, there are different problems that students face trying to grow in the data science space. Talk about three profiles. And for us to fix the lapses each of the students have, we are proposing this solution called the community. So the community is a gathering of people with like mindsets that want to grow together. And if you want to grow together, the core of growth is actually learning. So these are some of the things that campus communities will give you, right? So we are giving you a pathway or a roadmap to help you leverage campus communities better. So next slide, please. So campus communities basically give you different facilities for you to grow, right? We are showing you these four facilities that campus communities can give you, right? The first one is balance. So please, if you can hear me, next slide, please. The next one is upskilling, right? The next one is impact, and the next one is visibility. So this, we'll call it the ideal community skill. Now, this skill shows you how to leverage communities in data scientists, or within this, outside the scope of this section, data scientists, whether you're in tech, whether you are a data analyst or you're a data engineer. So following this community skill will help you leverage campus communities better. So in this session, we're breaking down this community skill and how to use this formula to leverage this campus communities for growth. So the first one is balance, right? And you have upskilling, you have impact, and you have visibility. So the way we put this diagram here, you need to balance all of the ones. You need to form a foundation before you can move on to the next one. So the first one is balance. Now, before you move out to say you want to leverage the community, you need to fix yourself first. So if you're a student you need to understand how to balance academic work and what growing in data science, right? So remember that you're in school for school. So the first thing you need to do, first of all, is give yourself a sense of balance. And yes, campus communities can help you do that. Because remember, every single person in the campus community is also a student. So they understand the plight of students and how to maintain balance as students. So the next slide, please. So yeah, so once you have gained that embodiment of balance, once you are balanced, the next thing you should be doing is upskilling, right? So now, like we said, the core of any good space is what? Learning. So upskilling in campus community usually starts from structured learning, where you take a course as a data scientist. There are many platforms where you can take courses, and at the end of the session, we'll actually talk about some of how you can leverage these different campus communities to take structured learning courses. And the most important part for me is the avenue for unstructured learning that campus communities actually give you. So this blends into the next one we are going to actually talk about. So while you're in campus community, it gives you the chance to be able to what? Interact with other people. Who here has taught anybody anything before? Anybody here? Have you taught anybody anything before? Do you notice that when you teach, you gain more? Exactly. So campus communities gives you that space to what? Leverages opportunities for you to what? Get to meet other students that in your own space, you can relate with them, right? So when you teach them, when you engage in these classes, this learning session, what? You grow. So that is unstructured learning for you. And that will blend into what we call impact. So when you start interacting with the community, when you start giving back to the community, that's what we call impact. Next slide, please. So yes, so impact means leveraging the ground you have for learning, you already have from upskilling, to give back to the community that gave you. So such activities involve, like I said, teaching people in communities, engaging technical sessions to help people grow, answering people's questions. It doesn't have to be anything structured. It could be somebody just asking you a question and say, okay, how do you do this? Or I see that you are doing well in data science, you're a student. How do you manage your studies and school? So when you start giving out all of this function and giving back to the community, that's actually impact. So at the end of the session, we'll talk about something. You learn something really, really important from this section. So the next slide, please. So visibility. Now, it's not enough for you to just say you want to give back to the community, right? So that is within your own silos. There's something very, very important that people actually miss. It's called visibility. So this involves documenting your journey for recognition, right? We need to put ourselves out there actually. So you're a student, I know you are still growing, but you need a track record. So you need to document your growth, and you need to be able to tell the whole world and tell everybody that I am a data scientist, I am a data analyst, I am a data engineer, and this is what I do. And how do you do that? Campus community gives you the leverage for you to use these communities to build your visibility. Right? So the next slide. Next slide, please. Okay. So now let's analyze some of the personalities he talked about. So we're calling this personality the scholar. So now this scholar has an illusion of balance, right? He's balanced with school. He does schoolwork. He's really great. But he knows that he wants to do data science later. So if you notice the chart we have there, we have an incomplete triangle or incomplete triangle there. If you notice the balance is in quotes. He has this illusion of balance. He has built his tradition of balance. He does not feel part of, right? But he misses a lot of different things. No upskilling in data science, no impact for community, and no visibility. So these are lapses, and we need to fix that. So next slide, please. We have who we call the influencer. Now, this influencer starts out learning data science, right? And he understands that visibility is very important. But he gets something wrong. He begins to prioritize visibility at the expense of him growing, balancing, upskilling, and making impact in the community. So he gets caught in the realm of social media and starts to put himself out there rather than upskill and actually grow. So this is one problem we are going to know how to fix. Next slide. Next slide, please. Now you have this person you call the techie. So now this person has great technical expertise. He's balanced, he understands how to balance school, right? He's upskilling a lot, learning a lot of technical skills, but something is missing. He's putting himself in an enclosure. He's not putting his or herself out there, no track record. His impact in community is minimal, and visibility is almost nothing. So these are the different issues we are trying to fix. Many students are in these silos, are in this realm. So we are trying to see how we can use community to move us out of that realm, because it's really important that you understand how to leverage these campus communities for what? Growth. So the next slide. So yes, now we have broken this triangle into two parts. You have upskilling and balance, you have impact and visibility. So the bottom layer, that's upskilling and balance, is actually for you. Remember that before you help the community, you need to help yourself first, right? So first of all, balance out your balance and upskilling before you try to give it back to the community, because what are you actually giving when it's not there, right? The next thing now is balance and visibility. This is for the external community. So you are building community when you build these two. The upskilling part actually helps you build your technical skills, while impact or interacting with the community helps you build your soft skill. Next slide.
Right. So how many of us have learned something from what Felix says? Yes. So I'm sure you identified with some of these problems, right? So I'll just breeze through community spotlight. We emphasize the need for communities. But again, it will be out of place if we don't mention communities that will help us grow. We talk about three major communities to actually improve your data science growth, to grow, to join, to give back to the community, like we've said. We have the Data Scientist Network. How many of us know DSN? So DSN has campus communities and city communities that you can join. We have Nasiruddin Rahim, who is a DSN community champion and is a serial hackathon winner, who has been known to skill up, show his stuff, and give back to the community. We have MLSs. How many of us are MLSs here? MLSs. I think I can see them. Yes. So MLSs also have communities on campus, University of Benin, FUTA. So if you belong to these communities, you join them. Then we have the Zindi community. Yes, Zindi and Cargo community. These are platforms where you can grow your skill, meet other persons, participate in hackathons, and contribute to the community. Thank you.